So Synergy is a student group focused primarily on energy issues, so we like to deal with a lot of sustainability issues focusing on energy on campus. So how can we save energy, how can we make the energy we do consume cleaner, and do it through a lot of projects both on campus and in the community.
In my words, generally sustainability is a focus on actions taken in society and in the natural world both that are essentially can go forward without any problem or without, in essence, hurting future generations or changing the nature of the world in which we live in ways that we won't be able to revert back to within some given time. And there's the problem with sustainability is that although that's a really nice definition that I gave you, it can be really amorphous. It can be really vague. But as a general rule, that's the sort of the broad principle that I use for sustainability is, you know, actions taken in the social and the natural world in which we don't hurt future generations. Wow. That's big. I mean, I can give you a really big laundry list of what, you know, we all could do. But why don't I give you two simple answers? So one is to think, just to think more carefully about what we're doing, and this is not just for Clarkson students, it's for everybody, me too. But just to think more clearly and carefully about what we're doing every day and what the interaction effects are. So, you know, fairly simply. And then secondly, to spend a little time getting information, right? So the biggest thing that we see in terms of our day-to-day actions, in terms of, you know, whether it's being energy efficient, all that sort of stuff, is either we're too busy and we're not paying attention, or we don't have the right information. Almost everybody wants to do the right thing, right? It's just a lot of times we don't have the knowledge to do it, or we're just too friggin' nuts to, right? So, so those would be the two things that I would say would be really useful for Clarkson students and for everybody else, myself included. You know, just try to think more and become better informed. How it's helping Clarkson become more sustainable, because I think Synergy does things for sustainability beyond Clarkson and for the students itself. So within the club, I think it provides actually benefits for the students who are within it to sort of think about and become more engaged in all these sort of issues that we're thinking through, and to think about the issues in kind of broader ways. And specifically, Synergy for me does a whole bunch of different things, and that's why I like being the advisor. So it's in part the group is focused on, you know, the term synergy, right? For me, really focuses on all of these things that we need to think about when we're trying to do this better, right? Which is, you know, business systems and ethics and morals and technology, and trying to bring all of these things together more effectively. And so that's number one. Number two, there's just actions they're taking on campus, whether it's ninja faucet changing or advocating for projects within the sort of more formalized arrangements through ISE. But I also think even more importantly, it's what the students who are engaged in Synergy do on a sort of a regular basis, which is to become really involved in these issues, think about what they can be beyond Clarkson. So it's partly about what Synergy does here at Clarkson, but also where those students take that stuff, you know, after they leave this place. So it's contributing to the atmosphere here at Clarkson. It's actually taking specific actions, some small, some large, and it's helping people to think about these issues more effectively. So that's kind of what I see Synergy doing, and what I'd like to see Synergy doing. And I think, you know, the biggest challenge they face is, you know, everybody tends to be really, really busy, and so, you know, it's hard to carve out all the right amounts of time. But I still think it's a really great student organization. I'm really happy to be involved with it.
Synergy to me is a way to change the campus, leave my print somewhere, have something to come back to. If I can come back a few years from now and see one of these projects in the club, come to life, it would mean a lot to me. So basically, I'm here to make an influence.
It's a fun way to get together, to work with other people on making campus more sustainable, trying to come up with ideas to make campus more green, I guess, and I don't know, it's a fun group.
Synergy means making the campus sustainable, more green, getting people involved in projects, and helping them just improve the campus as a whole.
I've worked on 2 projects with Sustainable Synergy. The previous one I worked on was the water bottle refill stations around campus, and then recently I've been working on thermal camera imaging, and we got an IR camera for Clarkson through the Institute for Sustainable Environment.
Our project is low-flow sink aerators being installed in all of the sinks in dorm buildings and academic buildings on campus. We're trying to reduce how much water Clarkson uses, and we're doing that with just the low-flow sink aerators, right?
Currently, Sam and I are working on a food waste collection project. It's a pilot study, and each volunteering townhouse has a food waste collection bin inside of it, where the students will collect their food waste, and every week we'll come around and collect it, measure it, just to get an idea of how much food is actually being thrown out on the Clarkson campus. Hopefully by next fall we hope to have a full-scale cross-campus project.
And we hope to divert the food waste that we collect to the anaerobic digester that's located on campus.
We're currently working on making a bike that will generate electricity, and we're working in tandem with Cornell University, and they're paying for the parts so we can make them a bike that will power an electrical display. And the overall purpose of it is to get a display piece for Cornell, and then we're also going to make a duplicate for ourselves.
Me and my group are working on getting reusable to-go containers with Airmark, so instead of throwing them out, you would get a new one, and Airmark would take care of all the cleaning and all the background work, but you would just not have anything to throw out.
Our project is to do energy audits in student rental units around the town of Potsdam to try and make them more energy efficient and to educate the students living in them how to make their homes more energy efficient.
Basically freshman year we were having one of our first synergy meetings, just brainstorming a bunch of different ideas, and I had actually had an auditor come to my house and figure out ways to save energy, and sink aerators was one of the ways they do it. And basically sink aerators are the most common type of faucet tips that there are, and currently all the sinks on campus had 2.2 gallon per minute sink aerators. And basically what they do is they just add air to the flow of water, so it makes it more of an even flow, and but it can still provide the same amount of water pressure, so it doesn't really affect the use. So what we did was we analyzed the different buildings around campus and wanted to figure out how we could appropriately reduce the different flows, and it actually turned out to be pretty successful.
I ended up emailing Dr. Powers and asked her if she'd be interested in using a thermal camera, and then we went through the process of purchasing it and then eventually ordering it and using it.
We had a meeting during Synergy with someone from a group called Focus the Nation, and they are the people that organize this project, and they talked to Synergy sometime last year about it, and a few of us got involved and carried it from there.
Clarkson can become more sustainable by implementing different green systems. One thing that we would like to look for in the future is some different types of power towards the campus, since not much is used through renewable sources.
I think this project will have a great effect on our campus because it will allow Clarkson to see how realistic and how sustainable their constructions have been between new Woodstock and old Woodstock, and see where they can improve throughout townhouses in Riverside through each.
Well, we hope to minimize food waste and put it to good use through, creating new energy.
Not only will Clarkson be saving money by the less food waste that they have to pay Casella to pick up, but also we'll be producing energy through the food waste using the anaerobic digester.
I think that our project will be kind of fun because we're hoping to, when it's done, possibly be able to hook up different items to it, like a toaster or something, so we can put out a display and have someone exercise on the bike to see how much energy it would take to power said toaster. So I think it'll be a fun way to realize how much energy we can produce with the use of the bikes that could maybe help take down some costs from campus.
I think that a lot of what we need to do at Clarkson is we have pretty good facilities right now. We need to work a lot on getting the student body more involved, and for example, we have all of the recycling bins and all everywhere, and they're almost always empty. People almost really don't recycle, and we need to kind of just, work on raising awareness amongst the student body before we can really do anything.
I think we're on a very good track now with the amount of people and initiatives that we're taking in making the campus greener. I know we're getting a lot of alternative energy, and then with projects like what we're doing here in Synergy, it's a really good start.
Every February we take a different trip. So last year we went to GE in Schenectady and we got to tour the steam turbines and see how they built the windmills, and we got to see their solar farm. That was really cool. And then this year we went up to Montreal and we got to go to a solar panel retrofitting company, and we sent them the blueprints for Clarkson, and they actually told us where they think we should put solar panels on campus.
And besides for the major trips, we do a lot of little conferences. So we've sent people to an MIT energy conference, we've sent people to power shifts, a lot of little conferences around everywhere, and just gotten a really good grasp on what everyone's doing in the energy business and environmental kind of stuff.
Also, if you know any really cool places, we have money in our budget to send you there, which is pretty awesome as long as you pay dues.
If you're interested in doing sustainable synergy, my first recommendation would be to jump on a project. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. You can jump onto any project and be paired up with some sort of upperclassman or someone that has at least done a project before. And then you'll gain experience such as presentations, writing technical reports, writing proposals, etc.
If you have any kind of interest in putting your ideas, your insights, what you think the world could use or just Clarkson could use, it's a great way to make your, not dreams reality, but your ambitions reality. We don't have the funding to make your dreams reality.
I'd say to somebody who's interested in joining, just come on down and check out our meetings. It's a pretty good crew that we've got here. We go on a lot of trips, and we're all pretty good friends, so we'd love to have other people become part of our group.
I would suggest just showing up even if you don't have a project in mind or don't think you have the time to do one. There's a lot of people here who are really willing to help you work and come up with new projects to make the campus better.